Hello. Thanks for coming to Larger Curves. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in. Ring my bell so you can get notified.
Larger, come get inspired. Larger, feel like a star. Larger, here we're all equal. Larger, still take you far. Larger, get the legs tossed. Larger, come have some fun. Larger, he's the one. Larger, you know where to come.
Hello. All right. Thanks for coming in. It's Larger Curves today, and we are doing the Voyage chat for, I was just calling you in. We are doing the Voyage chat for none other than Love Island, you guys. It's a wrap until the reunion, August 25th. In the meantime, on your way in, why don't you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring my bell. Ring my bell. You know why. So you can join our beautiful curvy community that we're growing in the YouTube streets. That's why. Right? Because where you're at, I'm at. Let's share this video out. Right on. Let's go. Let me see one thing. Okay, I think my what's it called is fine. I hope this fan isn't too annoying. Ciao, Bella. Yes, you guys. How'd you feel about this season? I told you I'm a first-time Islander. So I did have expectations that weren't necessarily met. And if there was a captain to talk to, I would ask to speak to the captain, the manager, whoever's in charge of Fantasy Island over here, because this is not what the brochure said, ma'am. This is not what it said. Yes, and based off of the foolery that we saw last season and seasons prior, a whole lot of somethings were something. Anyway, yeah, I would have been like, what night is movie night again? I would have been coming up to the captain while he was at your table talking about what night is movie night supposed to be? It says in the brochure right here there was supposed to be a movie night. It says in the brochure right here that, it's supposed to be about couples finding love, and then we're supposed to be basing votes off of connections, not getting in trouble and getting kicked off the island for connections. It's just like, where is Isaac when you need him? Wasn't he one of the characters on the Love Boat? No, we need Ricardo Montalban and Tattoo. That was the little man in there who used to make sure everything would go okay. I need damn Tattoo from Fantasy Island. He was Ricardo Montalban's right-hand man, and he would make sure every detail was taken care of. I need Tattoo. So you guys, you know that I'm a first-time Islander. You know that one of my curvies was like, oh, I know how you get about the housewives. Might I suggest something a little lighter, all about love and it's just good fun. Might I suggest that? And it was right when I was like, do I have to finish the season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Do I gotta? Because I was feeling like it was kind of tapping my energy, in a not so positive way. Just like that was a lot to watch Brit go through that for, let them claim it, my entertainment. I wasn't entertained with what happened to Brit or the aftermath. I wasn't entertained to then find out that all of that berating she took the whole season, it wasn't even her. And everybody told her it was her and treated her like that anyway. So they were like, might I suggest Love Island? So by the time they suggested, they were on episode 12. And so I jump into episode 7. And the friend says, no, you can't do episode 7. You have to see it from the beginning because it's really important how it all gets set up and how the people come in. Okay, so go back to episode 1, the day episode 12 aired. Okay. And every day in real life, there's an episode except for Wednesdays. And every episode is practically that day that they're on. But obviously, they're not shooting on Wednesdays or Saturdays, so it's not the exact day. Just know that there are 42 days in a 6-week period, which is the length of the Love Island experiment. It's a 6-week extravaganza with Wednesdays and Saturdays off, you know. So anyway, so I dive in to Love Island, and my mom, Reverend Curves, she's like an ordained reverend, and she's in her 70s, you guys. So I tell her, oh, my friend suggested this, I'm gonna jump in. And she's like, oh, well, where can I find that? And I said, on the PCAC. She's like, well, I'll watch it with you. She's like, I've been looking for something to watch. I was like, okay. So my mom and I watched every episode from episode 1 through episode 36 and the After Suns together, you guys, on the phone together. If you caught my live viewing parties, my live watch parties on TikTok, you would hear us on the phone talking about I'm at 11 minutes and 19 seconds. Where are you? So she can watch the exact same time that we were watching. And then she and I discuss it. It's hilarious. So I had no idea, because I never watched before. And it's on TV, and it didn't have like no X rating or even an R rating, really. So me and my mom, the Reverend, start watching this show. And then the people start hunching, and the people start begging to stop having hickeys, and then the people start getting yelled at, and then the other people get voted off, and then the other people come back on, but then the other one was crying, but then the other one, to get their mind off of why they were crying, spits in their hand for the other one, but the other one was mounting the other one. And then, in the meantime, everybody kisses everybody and sleeps in beds with strangers, and they show it on TV, and then they spit milk in each other's mouths. And then we get to vote, and then they get to fall in and out of relationships and experiments and what do they call it? I want to explore you. And then it seems okay for other people to have hookups, but the other people, when they get to vote about it, that's the problem. And then there was this man talking about another man's game, and he got the other people to start talking about the game. And then America voted because everybody felt bad for the one that likes to cuss out the black men and cry about the black women. And then there was like all cyberbullying to the point where they had to make a statement on TV, but didn't make one about it later after full-on brands were like talking about abusing violence against the black women on the thing because they were stands of the one who starts all the stuff. But and then we get to vote, and then somebody breaks up in the finale, and then they win the $100,000. They jump in the pool. Olandria almost drowns. And now they're in a hotel, chillaxing, I guess, getting their mental health. They have their phones back, and they're all talking about their mental health. And yeah, so let's get at these comments. Thanks for being here. Ann was first in the house. Thanks for being here. Bianca, happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for being here. Yes, an utter rubbish season. Okay. Yes, happy Thursday. I actually know what Fantasy Island, yes. That is that show that with Ricardo Montalban and the French actor translated Fantastic Island rather than Fantasy. Oh, how cute. I used to wait. Oh, I used to love Fantasy Island coming on right after the Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for. Oh, yeah, I used to love that show. Oh, my gosh. Such awesome memories. So, you guys, you have any thoughts about the season? Fantastic Island. It was a fantastic show. Rip tattoo. Yes. Yes. So there are a lot of lives of them all going live, and lots of things are being found out. So it was editing. The people in the casa are very much friends. They have no idea about the beef with Jeremiah. They're like, why isn't he following me back? Because you voted him off, dude. He's like, no, I don't have any problem with him. Now, Brian and Amaya won. Let's see, do I have any more pictures in here? Brian and Amaya won. Let's see, can I get them up here? Okay, so this is a picture of the 4 finalists in the silver and dress and white jacket. Those are who I deemed the NPCs. They didn't do much that we saw, but they were appearing to be like kind of a calming force. Now, they both came in as bombshells. And if you island, then you know a bombshell is pretty much anyone who comes on after day 1. And typically, I mean, it's been done before, but it's not often where a bombshell will actually win, from what I'm understanding. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot, but I guess I could ask ChatGPT. Let's see. In the meantime, so that's Iris and Pepe. Now, Iris came in a bombshell from Calabasas the same night Pepe came in, a bombshell, and he plays ball, international ball, and he came in the same night as Jalen, and it was America voting specifically for these bombshells to come in and be placed with other people on the island. In the gold and black in the second from the left on your screen, that is Olandria and Nicholas. Yes, Frico Nico, as we like to call him. Nicolandria, Nolo, Nolandria, Nolan. Yes. Whatever name of endearment, insert here. I wasn't sold at first, yet I am a sucker for friends to lovers. I'm a sucker for friends to lovers. And when you go back and look at the clips of all the missed gazes, she wasn't really like understanding that gaze was for her because he was, with Sierra, who I'm not sure why people didn't just do the experiment. Now, one thing about Amaya, the lady in the pink who ultimately won. Now, I don't think people really believed in the couple because she like literally hunched him for 7 days. I feel like they just were glad somebody finally liked her because she was like a fairy that people kept trying to take the dust off her wings. And it was crazy. It was very interesting. But I mean, they're all entitled to their opinion, obviously. But they've all squashed it to the degree where every man that we saw and felt wronged Amaya, she's cool with right now to this day. Like they're fine. So, yeah. So, anyway, the Nick and Alondria, they both had other relationships and other like number ones who were also day ones. In Olandria's case, her number one was Taylor. Now, Taylor was stringing her along for basically 20 days, in my opinion, because he didn't explore anybody else, therefore giving her the illusion that it was her, only to be waiting all back of the bus style for somebody who was very much his style, because he actually used words out of his mouth to tell his fellow Islander guys, like there was this, the three amigos, some call them the Three Stooges, the three amigos, Nick, Ace, and Taylor. So Taylor was Olandria's number one, and she chose him the first night, and nobody really fought her for it. And Nick ended up getting bombshelled by this girl named Sierra, who unfortunately had to leave the villa due to personal reasons. And the personal reason was she used an Asian slur as an adjective to describe why she needs to get her eyes lifted with Botox. So she had to go. So before that happened, though, Olandria was still under the spell of Taylor's lies because he was telling her, oh, yeah, I'm into you. Oh, yeah, it's you. And like kind of stepping up his game, it looked like to us when America sent her Jalen, an alternate cowboy, only for him to be like, oh, pick me. So she does. Only for him, the first chance he gets to pick somebody else, he takes the full opportunity to not only pick that other person, but sent to me rubber face in it in a way that was like very inconsiderate, and lacked empathy, because had it not been for her even standing next to him and keeping him hot for the other ones to be like, oh, I'm about to come in here and take your man, which is what happened. A bombshell came in and they get to take your man. They get to study your man and they get to take him. And so I don't feel like that's a real going to be a long lasting relationship outside of the camera space, but we can see. Anyway, so Nick had Sierra, who was a bombshell, and everybody thought she was using sex magic on him because she couldn't stop hunching in him and kissing him almost to the point of distraction. But he never looked really like super duper happy with her. Yeah. Right now, I wonder, can I play it? I don't think I can. So then we have in the pink, the winners, Amaya and Brian. Amaya Papaya, Dominican, and Brian, I'm not sure exactly, but he's definitely Latin. And they came looking for love, and they were both bombshells. She came in a bombshell, got saved by Ace, um, immediately cussed Ace out for establishing clear boundaries in a healthy way. Uh, in response, America villainized Ace. He started losing followers. People started voting against him and who it's called Shelly, who was supposed to be like the number one couple, who to me, they weren't really, it was like they were, people tried to make them number one couple to me, but I don't really feel like they were like full on number one couple. I feel like if they were, then Ace would have locked it down sooner. I feel like Ace played a lot of games, which actually highlighted his immaturity. But people like to tell me he was mature. And I was like, yeah, he's loud and has a presence, but it's not full on maturity because his reasoning for like doing the things he does did not only sound like inauthentic, he too is just like, not even answering questions. He can't even really answer the question as to why he did what he did. And why are you concerned with another person's game? Like, it's not Survivor. Like, you're supposed to be there to develop this connection with Shelly, not clock games that you feel other people are doing. And actually, when we finally find out, they did interviews, you guys. Clark did an interview with Nick Vile. We might listen to some of it, but he did an interview with Nick Vile. It seems like everybody stops by two chicks in the office, and then they go to Nick Vile, and then they go someplace else. But Clark and Taylor went over to Nick Vile, and the sorry. And the subject came up about, was it Ace? Was Ace the ringleader? Because it was edited and presented as though Ace went over to the other guys and was like, man, look at how he played the game. Look at that. Look at that. And got everybody looking at how he played the game. Taylor said it was actually him. Taylor said it was actually him. So that even is more why. No wonder I still don't like him, even with Clark. I don't feel like he deserves even Clark. And I don't know that Clark is going to continue to be with Three Dreads, is what they call him. They call him Three Dreads because because of his limited number of locks. It's either three locks or three dreads. Somebody said it, and she was cracking up in the comments. She repeated it and was cracking up. Anyway, so Taylor said that the person who was like, oh, Nick has to go was him. And it was over Andriana. So they wanted to all get to know Andriana. And allegedly, Jeremiah said that he was going to take up all her time talking. But from what other islanders and bombshells have said was they had limited time to talk to everybody. So I'm not sure how, who's it's called. I'm not sure how Jeremiah was going to be able to get all the time if everybody only got a limited amount of time, unless production was specifically trying to maybe make up for what happened with Huda and give him a Huda replacement look-alike upgrade. But yeah, anyway. So then we have Brian and Amaya. So Amaya, she came in. She immediately became a fan favorite because she is so funny. She had all these Amaya isms, they call them. And she zoomies, like she'll start running around like a cat. And she says words on out of order, which is really interesting because there are many Instagrams of her talking very normal. So it's cute that she can turn it off and on and really played it up and leaned into it, because that must be maybe how she really is the zoomies side. And when she was presenting in previous videos, very upright and proper and like articulate, that it was just that was pretending, and zoomies is really her. It feels like it's really her. And so she came in a bombshell. She felt like Ace limited her. She gets with Austin, kisses Austin behind Shelly's back from what we see, but then yelled at Shelly that Ace was into her. Ace was into Shelly instead of into Amaya. So then she goes and kisses Austin behind Shelly's back because they were in a known triangle. So then when a recoupling happened, Austin ended up picking Amaya, and Shelly was like out of left field. She was like, "That? Where? How did that happen?" Because nor Austin nor Amaya went to her and was like, "Oh yeah, we were smooching and talking, and we've been exploring each other." So then Shelly finally got to be with Ace, who still didn't lock it down. Was basically like, "I'm exploring other people still. I want you to still explore other people." To the point where he got the nickname Acestopher Columbus because his name is Ace. Acestopher Columbus, or um, how Dora the Explorer, it was Ace the Explorer. Because of the freaking way he would just keep on telling specifically Shelly that he was going to keep on exploring. And we were like, lock it down, lock it down. So then she's like, fine. So then they end up having this thing called Casa Amor. And at Casa Amor, everybody was supposed to be not in a relationship, but people were still like respecting their previous relationship because it felt like a setup. And it technically was, because the people who came out, they ended up better for it. And the people who passed the test ended up better. And the people who failed the test, cough, cough, Taylor, they ended up like being like, yeah. So anyway, Amaya was also at Casa Amor, and Alondria was at Casa Amor, and she's telling her potential hookup that no, I'm really out of respect for my connection back at the villa. I'm not really gonna kiss you. I'm not gonna really entertain you because we have such a strong connection. And now this was all based off of Taylor's words. And so Zach was open when Amaya was like, want to talk, want to kiss. And then, so that ended up saving Amaya to stay on the show. But Brian had also been one of the bombshells in that situation, also. And I think, was there a clip of him saying something? No, that was Chris saying something about Amaya. So he never really approached Amaya. He actually went after this girl named, like, what was her name? Jaden or something like that. So they end up together because when the houses come back together, all the guys that had hooked up with Amaya in some way, every guy that had kissed her, and she told us kissing was her superpower, you guys. Every guy that kissed Amaya laid into her at this thing called, it was like a mailbox thing, the Burn Stand On Challenge, Stand On Business Challenge. So they all kind of basically told her that they didn't like her, how she approached them. She was overwhelming. She was too much. Why do you keep calling me baby? And it was just a lot, and it's like, so this woman is standing up there getting told by all the men that she's too shiny, basically. So she says, I have 10 fingers and I have 10 toes and I'm not missing one. If I'm not your tea, don't drink it. If I'm not your cup of tea, don't drink it. If I'm not the movie for you, don't watch it. If I'm not the book for you, don't read it. If I'm not the sun for you, don't get a tan. If I'm not the river for you, then don't get a boat. If I'm not the ocean for you, then don't be a fish. She was coming up with all of these things, you guys. It was hilarious. So she has a lot of Maya isms, and then she has this hit single called "I Never Said I Was Perfect," and it goes a little something like this. I never said I was perfect. I never said I didn't have any flaws, but at least I'm pretty, and at least I'm a little funny. And you better take me as I motherfucking am, because this is who I am. So take me as I am. That was a cute little humdinger, you guys, and a worldwide affirmation right now. So that's a Maya Papaya. Now, Brian, at that same burn transaction, mail opening, stand on business, bash, this baby seal against the rock ceremony, Brian stood up for her. He didn't literally stand up, but he stood up for her in his voice and his energy. At the same time, Zach, yep, the same Zach who she went and kissed behind Olandria's back so she could save her place on the show. And it left Olandria vulnerable because Zach was there for kisses, as it turned out, just not from Amaya Papaya. Anyway, that didn't happen till later. But so Brian at that burn notice fire pit gathering said, look, that's just how Latinos are in our culture. We say baby, we say mijo, we say la mira, we say whatever, it's just how we are. She's not being anything, and she was just like, oh my God. And it was so wonderful to have somebody speak up for her in that regard. That was beautiful. And so from him standing up for her in episode, what was that, 32? When was the burn notice? Thank you, husband. Right on. You got some too, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. I never said I was perfect. I never said I didn't have any flaws, but at least I'm pretty, and at least I'm a little funny. And I have a big heart and a wonderful smile. I'm a beautiful person inside. Oh, look, I'm just adding verses. I be adding to it while I'm here in my ownness. So let's see. What else about it? So then they end up winning. America voted them to the end. Now, also what I'm hearing is this season, not only did they send connections home for some strange reason when the show is about connections, then the audience did a switch up where they voted for individuals regardless of the person they were with, just because they liked the person. So sorry about that. So like usually you would have voted on Nick and Olandria as a couple, or you would have voted for Amaya and Brian as a couple, or Huda and Chris as a couple, or Iris and Pepe as a couple. And it felt like this season, and then people voted for Amaya because they liked Amaya so much. They just wanted her to win the money because they were so upset that everybody had sent the real connections home. And in the meantime, Amaya getting bashed against the rocks like a baby seal by everybody because she's like overly positive and stems all over the place. Like people were like, oh no, she needs to win all the money. And then there were a lot of people who didn't care that, Brian was only with her for like about 8 days, maybe 10 days of the whole 42 days. And so they hadn't even known each other as long as Nick and Olandria, who, like I said, came on day one, were interested in other people. Those connections went away. They found their way back to each other. They were all in. I feel like that's an authentic connection because, you get the trying another person out of your system already. So anyway, but people didn't really feel like that was a real way to exist. And plus they hadn't hunched. So I guess that would have made it better. I don't know. And but Amaya and Brian had started hunching immediately. Then they got a date in the hideaway where they got to eat that kitty, eat that kitty in the hideaway. I told you guys my 70-year-old mom is watching the show with me, and she was like, "What do they do? They have Kit Kats in there?" Because eat that kitty in the hideaway. She's like, "What do they make a whole song about Kit Kats for?" You guys, I have my mom watching softcore porn, thinking that eating kitties is about Kit Kats. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Anyway. Oh, Dustin, are you here? How long you been here? I didn't even see you in the back, Dustin. How are you? Are you here? Dustin, am I here? Can you hear me? Look, I just saw that somebody else was in the back. Let me know when you come back in here. So, okay, so then we have on the very end Huda and Chris. Now, on this channel, as a first time viewer, I had lots of feelings and opinions about Huda as a mother to a child of Black sons who want my sons to run if they ever meet a Huda, because I feel like she was high key dangerous and would be high key dangerous in the real world. Um, yeah, I didn't think you could hear him. It looks like he was dropped down. Okay, now he came back. Let's see. Sometimes this stream is funny and you have to come in a certain way. Dustin?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
How's it going, RJ? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of internet trouble today, so more sorry about that.
Oh, wow. Well, I hope that everything works out.
Yeah, I hope hope I can thank you for letting me join the live today. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah. Well, I think Hooter needs to go. I think she needs to leave. I don't think
Well,
I just
the
yeah.
whole season is over. You saw it, right?
Oh, the finale's over with? I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Everything
Mm.
happened. The America voted, and the girl in the pink right here won.
Good
Maya
for her.
Papaya and Brian won. Alondria
For
and
her.
Nick in the gold came in second. Huda came in third. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. And Iris and Peppy, also who I couldn't believe, came in fourth. I felt like at least Shelly and Ace knew each other longer than Pepe and Iris to make it to the end. Just because they
Yeah.
were hunching doesn't mean they're closer, but technically it
Uh-huh.
does.
So you think it's gonna get renewed for another season?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're not taking this away. They are
Okay.
not going nowhere with this money cow.
Okay. I didn't know if it's gonna get renewed for another season or not.
Yeah, they already did a casting call. Oh yeah, I have
Oh,
a whole video about the questions to answer.
I
But
didn't
and
know
then
about that. I didn't see
yeah, and then they already
missed it.
had some of the people saying that they got a acceptance letter and to keep an eye out for the next steps.
Yeah. I'll wait for another season two. I'm excited for season two, but I think of them. You think they're gonna bring anybody back this season from this season?
Well, I'm hearing that, and from what I'm understanding, based off of After Sun, is that you can come in a Casa girl or a Villa girl, and then an alternate season, like one or two seasons later, come back as the opposite. So Huda came in as a Villa girl. She could come back as a bombshell next time. Amaya came back as a bombshell. If stuff didn't work out with Brian and they wanted her back, she could come back as a day one next time. Just like Olandria came in as a day one, she could come back a bombshell next time. and save
I
it for
didn't
the
know that.
guys.
Didn't know that. I had no clue about that. I had no clue.
Yeah,
Mm.
and the show has been on for like I think it's in its 16th season, and it in either 12th. I don't know why I think 12th or 16th, but it started in the UK and
I'll
it
have to
came
look
over.
it up. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, and it
Mm,
came
right.
over here. It came over here,
Yeah.
and once it got here, it wasn't doing all that great until Ariana Madix started hosting. I feel like it got a big push from like the Bravo stands who were pro Ariana, and not even it wasn't just pro. It wasn't even just Bravo stands who were pro Ariana. It was just like this wave of women who had been cheated on, and Tom was the poster boy for "fuck you, cheater." You know what I mean? And so she just got uber support. She got so much support for all of her endeavors. And it translated into this hostess where the show got to vote on top of it. So, yeah, people really like being able to vote. With a Bravo somebody there, that's what I feel like we should do on Real Housewives of Anything. Monica Garcia actually suggested, yes, the Monica Garcia actually suggested that we have viewer vote at the end
Yeah, I
of
like those. I would love to vote for it.
reunion.
Mm.
At the end of the reunion, and then whoever gets the least votes doesn't get to come back.
I would like to see Portia do that. I
You
don't. I
know.
don't. I don't want to see Portia back next season either.
Well, I haven't really been watching that. I came on to Love Island to get off of the toxicity of Real Housewives, yet landed in Huda.
Well, you don't
And
watch Real Housewives?
I hadn't been watching The Housewives and reporting on it anymore since since they went to the oil. I was just so over how, I don't know, they were
You're
just
not
so
missing
two
much.
faced. They were so two faced to Kelly, I mean, to Britt. And it was
Not
just,
missing much.
it was a lot. It was a lot. So I just felt like the ladies over there missed an opportunity to really exhibit sisterhood and coming together in a nice, healthy way that supported somebody who had been having that put out about them instead
Mm.
of gang up on her more. And then, like to this day, they're questioning her business. Kelly just did an no, it was it in the reunion? They were like, "Oh, I don't really know what she does to make money." You know what I mean? It's just like they just don't stop, and it was a lot. It was a lot to try to watch as freaking entertainment for sure. So when I
Yeah.
came over to Love Island and Huda started with her shenanigans, I called the person that hit me to the show, and I was like, is she gonna get voted out? Like, what happened? What? Why is she allowed to do this? You know?
Yeah.
And they were like, basically, in the UK, the Islanders would have taken care of a person like Huda. And that didn't happen this time. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't allow that. So
Yeah.
you never watched before?
No. Not till now. Never watched before. Not till now. Mm.
What episode
Nah.
did you make it to?
What episode did I make it to? Episode three. I made it to episode three. Yeah.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
by three. Huda was showing her ass already by episode three.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some of those episodes. Um, I didn't know. I thought the season was still going on. So, yeah, I didn't even
Well,
know
they're
it was
going to
this
have a
finale.
reunion on the. They'll have a reunion on the 25th of August.
Oh, why so long? That's a long time to go off.
Yeah, maybe so everybody can get their freaking.
Who's hosting a reunion? Andy Cohen. Hmm.
Yeah, Andy Cohen and Ariana Madix. It just got announced.
Mm. Well, you know how I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Andy Cohen myself. Um,
Huh?
I said I'm not a big fan of Andy Cohen myself. Um, but I watch it for Oriana Maddox.
All I
I
can
think
say is I hope he watches and watch the season. I don't mind a lot maybe if somebody doesn't necessarily watch, but I feel like if you also don't watch and you don't know which questions are important to a majority of the viewers, you know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you, Largest. So yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
How long have you been live?
It looks like 45 minutes and 55 seconds.
Oh, I didn't even know you were on live.
Yeah, not too long. I was gonna go live last night and passed out, and then I was gonna go live at noon and had to get the kids together, and then I was like, well, let me go live for one. Came on, and I just needed to get this out of my system because we're still having our 5K giveaway here on
You
Larger
are.
Curves. Yes, 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 yes. We'll be doing a 5K giveaway when we reach 5,000 subs over here. We have some Love Island merch. So we have between now and the reunion to get us as close to it as possible, you guys.
When
Because,
is it? When is it? One?
huh? Oh,
Oh,
August 28th. So we have like a month. So
oh,
tell a friend.
damn.
If all of my subbies just have one of their friends subscribe, then bam.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll win something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where'd it go?
Okay, I can see it
There
now.
it is. There it
I
is.
see it. Yeah, I see it.
What is this? This is this. Oh, I could replace this. I like this restream. How you can replace the stuff.
I like Restream better than do StreamYard.
Hmm. So you didn't get to vote or anything in the thing. Who would you have voted for?
Honestly, I don't know who I would have voted for, but I definitely would have voted for Huda. I'm not a big fan of Huda, but that's just me. Um, anybody else except for Huda though,
Anybody but Huda, huh?
right? Yes.
Yeah, Huda was too much, you guys. I feel like Huda altered the experiment in a negative way. You know how like it is just a show and everything and a big old experiment, but well, I feel like two elements ruined the experiment for me. The and I can't really say what came first, the chicken or the egg. I think it might have been
I think mine was the chicken.
right. Well, one is Ace and Taylor making a big deal out of the way Jeremiah played his game. And
Um,
two is Huda and her 48-hour crash out that was allowed to like just bring down the entire energy of the house. So those two things specifically to me as a first time viewer based off of what I heard about it altered the experiment in a negative way.
mhm. So would you be recapping season two?
Oh, this was season 7, babe.
Oh, season seven. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Okay, I'm
next
sorry about
time
that.
it'll be 8. And I don't really
Okay.
know. Like it's not I don't know that it's getting any better. Like so last season they had some issues. This season they had even more issues, specifically around race and just like the treatment of the black girls in particular,
Mm.
which I'm always like, going to talk about and rock for. And
Uh,
So like I just don't see supporting something that's not a supportive space for that
Right.
existence. And yeah, I mean, you literally, it was the most watched show this summer so far, and they're not going to miss my view, but I will definitely keep it from them in protest. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Correct.
I haven't decided yet. I mean, I don't feel like them not speaking up when they knew that, like, everybody knows what, I don't even want to give them really any shine, but it was almost like a DoorDash equivalent, I guess, said
Uh-huh.
that Shelly deserved a knuckle sandwich,
Yeah,
and
me too. I didn't
it
like
made
that.
it
I
made
didn't like
news, and
uh
they didn't say anything about it. But when it made news that Huda was not well received, and people were, rightfully like, oh, I know a bitch like Huda, let me get Huda. They were like, oh,
yeah.
don't be mean, cyberbullying, mental health, they ran down the gamut. So the people, I just have to see if I feel like there was enough social justice for me to participate in a social experiment like this again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And my and I if I if you ask me my question, I think I wouldn't. I think I would participate. I think I would participate, but I hope it would be in a different light. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can agree that that light is better, less contentious, more fun. Just be there about love and connection, rock
Yes,
a vibe. Like that's all I
most
wanted the
definitely,
people to do was rock a vibe. And
most
instead we
definitely.
got like, I was like, "Are you sure that's not Portia in drag?" I was like,
Too much
because
drama.
it
Too
was a
much
lot of
drama for me.
manufactured drama, a lot of manufactured drama over there. I'm like, is that Emily and Gina? It was a lot of fake ass storylines. Or so it felt, because the people were so invested. They were not making sense with, oh, we voted Hannah off because she had a connection. And everybody's just like looking from the side.
Uh-huh.
It literally says that in the show description.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you know what show so there's a Real Housewives of Atlanta on. We can segue
Right.
for like the last 6 minutes here because I was only gonna stay on like a good hour today. Thanks for coming out, everybody, for the support, and make
You're
sure you
welcome.
smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell on your way in or out. Be sure to tell a friend because, like I said, if my current subs just tell a friend to sub, then I'll have all my subs. No problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
totally doable. And each one help one
you'll
teach
get
one.
there. You'll get there.
And yeah, so looking forward to the 5K giveaway though. But on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I caught some of the reunion. And to me, Drew ate with the Simon says, you have no storyline. It was the pause for me, how she was letting it sink in because she knows Portia's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And she was gonna be like, oh, it was gonna be over her head. Simon says, that was hilarious. And then Portia tried to be mean. You just need to worry about who's in the basement with Ralph. And then 5 minutes later, tried to argue that she was filming with Hot Dog Man. And I'm like, but you were filming with Ralph. So that means you can't argue about somebody filming with somebody else right now. What do you think?
I think that they shouldn't be arguing. They're filming a show together, so why should they be arguing if they're filming a show together? That's just my 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 uh, my my 2 cents into this. If you're on a show together with somebody else, and you're filming a show together with somebody, then you have a job to do, so do your job. And yeah, you have a job to do, and you have a job, and you also, if you don't like it, then get off the show. That's just my opinion, largely.
Well, that is a good opinion because, yeah, can't we all just get along?
Me too.
I wouldn't even be bored. People keep trying to tell me, larger curves, that I would be bored if I didn't have drama. And I'm like, you haven't been paying attention to me very much, have you? Like, I can go there, but I don't want to live there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my cup of tea. Like, I would much rather some glitter, some unicorns, some butterflies. There's a lot of places for conflict, but it doesn't have to be in my entertainment, and I don't know. That's just kind of, no, I don't necessarily need the drama to watch. And I feel like actually Huda was that type of drama personified. That's a good one. Yeah, Huda was kind of the expectation of drama personified, which was part of why people kept her on the thing, because they were like, "Oh, the show needs drama. She's bringing it." Da, da, da. And it's like, but she never found love because she wasn't bringing the love. You know, not bringing the love. So the same way that people are like, "Oh, if Kenya wasn't doing dirt and digging up stuff on people and being a super mean girl, you wouldn't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta." Yes, I would. My favorite scenes and episodes are when the ladies are getting along, having a great time, chopping it up, vibing, looking beautiful. Those are my favorite scenes across all seasons. I'm not ever like, "Oh my God, I really love the time they twisted that lady's wig." I don't really like that scene the best. Oh my God, the time, you know what I mean? I'm not really with the drama as much as I am like, "Oh my gosh, the time the doctors went and did their philanthropic work and they gave people the blood screenings, and Dr. Eugene found out his own blood pressure was super high, and he got to bring awareness to that." Like, that was good TV to me. You know what I mean? However,
Right.
there's enough to
Mhm.
go around, and I'm not saying my way is right and your way is wrong. I'm just saying, like, consider the source and why it's a
We all we all
source.
have we all have different opinions, largely. So,
Yeah,
my opinion might be different than yours, and that's okay. You know, uh,
exactly.
eh, eh, this everybody in this everybody in this country has a right to their own opinions,
Exactly. And
and it comes down to whatever makes you happy. It might not be the same to me, but it might be, it might not be. So we never know.
never will we ever.
All right.
Okay, babe. Well, you know what? This is it for now. I might get more thoughts. I have been watching and perusing the
What do you think of the new show on Bravo called the
Beyond
NYC
the
something?
Villa.
Is that
Beyond the
what's
Villa.
yeah? What you think about that show?
I don't know the people enough to be invested in why was that girl sad that other girl lied on her. Like, I don't know him like that. So it looks like it could be fun. Like, I don't mind a 20 bopping, 30 something life figuring it out kind of cast. I don't mind. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what it brings. We will see. I was gonna watch just to see the magic of the infamous PPG girls in full effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that at least. What about you?
I was looking forward to the new. I'm looking forward to the new shows coming out in the fall. Bravo new shows. You know, they got some new shows coming out, so I'm looking forward to that.
Right. When was the last time you went to the movies? I'm taking my sons to Jurassic Park.
I haven't been to the movies in years.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to take them to Jurassic Park and see about that. It's like a 2 hour movie. We will love it. It's going to be so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
haven't been.
appreciate you
Yeah.
coming up.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Thank you for having
Curvies, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming
Curvies.
through. And thanks
You're welcome.
for tolerating me this whole season of Love Island. I personally did vote for Nick and Alandria, the people out here in the gold, and
Yeah.
on all the devices I had. So did my mother. And we were very surprised that Huda made it to the finals. I didn't really talk about her a lot because I don't have a lot of positive stuff to say. So
I'm looking forward to watching the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville myself, but that's
oh
okay.
yeah, I won't be watching that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be watching that. I won't be supporting that show. I don't watch the Detroit, the DC. I'm not watching those things right now. If he does something else, I'll watch those sometimes. So it's not like the whole anti Carlos King. It's more of I do not appreciate how, yeah, I have feelings about feeling like people get run off their creations. And,
Yeah.
when when you've allowed a hostile work environment to the point where the creator of the show is like, I'll just do this from over here, even though they
And
love
what is
doing
it?
it.
Can I ask you what? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Tyler Perry situation?
I don't really. I had already heard some things about him. There's a whole
Mhm.
documentary on Netflix. I'm not sure why people keep bringing it up or would be shocked.
Mhm.
I'd be interested to find out how much they settle for because that was a pretty hefty number. I'm sorry that man went through that. And there was a whole documentary out, and it all happened after the documentary. So it's like weird that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you
Yeah.
kind of like, there's evidence that this person may have been like this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
not blaming the victim, and there was evidence that this person may have been like this. So it's interesting that it would come to a whole lawsuit.
Right. And I'm surprised that all this has been going on for a while now. So why is it
Yeah,
all coming out in the light now for?
exactly.
I don't know. I just feel kind of like it's kind of fishy. So I think it's kind of weird for this to come out right now for, but that's okay. You know, it just seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, we could get into the weird, not weird of it because look, we could go into how are they trying to say there's no Epstein list while simultaneously having this lawsuit with Tyler Perry?
Yeah,
How are
like
they
that's
how are they trying to say that Ghislaine Maxwell did nothing wrong because there is no list while they're trying to overturn R. Kelly's appeal? How are they
yeah,
how are they saying that there is no list? Ghislaine Maxwell isn't guilty because there's no list, and why did the man have to even unalive himself in jail? Because he wasn't guilty because there wasn't even a list. Like it's ridiculous.
yeah,
Ridiculous. And I'll start again where I always start, where if there's an issue in America, it leads back to racism and the villainization, the over villainization, and then the over media frenzy of said accusations. Like, where's Abercrombie and Finch thing? His thing isn't gone yet, but we only heard about Diddy's whole entire trial. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like, it's so evident to me, and people with eyes that can see, minds that are open and willing to see America for what it is, can obviously see what the difference is and who you're getting to find out who does supposedly what when.
right,
Like, for us to have a Bill Cosby who like allegedly had to even sell his house to pay for some more legal fees because the fucks won't leave him alone, and they want to turn off the royalties for all the other black actors who were associated with the show. Like, they don't want to air Cosby no more because of him. But the man who sexually assaulted like almost all the kids on that show about being foster parents, there was this white guy, and he like was a full-on pedo, and all his shows still get to be up and running. you know we have Woody Allen who gets to marry his minor daughter and all of his shows are still up, and he still gets welcome to all the parties, but Will Smith gets kicked out for slapping Chris Rock. It's just a fucking lot. I don't know why you got me started.
Well, that's okay.
But yeah,
Because
so
that's the same way I feel about the whole thing too. So,
yeah, it's
uh,
obvious. It's obvious. And I'm really surprised, like, because they're doing a lot to villainize the Latino community also. So, to further villainize them and make it okay that these handmaid tale, like, snatch a motherfucker off the street scenarios are happening everywhere. It's surreal. It's so fucking surreal. And yeah, it's a lot. 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 But in the meantime, we get to love each other. We get to talk about stupid stuff like Love Island. We get to talk about solutions to people's problems. We get to pontificate a better tomorrow. And, we get to connect. And hopefully, in our own lives, we're looking for love in all the right places and open to it.
I'm
And
trying, larger.
right? And remember, there's enough to go around. So I hope you go get some. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Larger
You're welcome.
Curves and Bon Voyage, people. Bon
You
Voyage.
going live again later today, or you done for the day?
I might. I don't really, like I said, I'm not really. I didn't watch the whole thing, and I don't know that I even want to do OC. Even though Manny's TV, shout out, Manny's TV did he did a call to me. He's like, Leah, you have to watch Real Housewives of OC. Katie needs our support. And I was like, well, what's happening? Well, it looks like she's getting, as one of the only people of the minority in that situation. And she's getting like shed a horrible light, and they're doing all these digging on her. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, let me see if I can stand it. But so far, I saw clips from the first episode, and I was like, nope, doesn't look like I can stand it. All of those freaking Karens berating like the only minority on the show is high key disgusting. And even Real Housewives of Miami is starting with that whole freaking throwing drinks on Gertie and everybody saying Gertie's the problem for not wanting drinks thrown on her. It's disgusting to me. I don't know if I can. I don't know how much I'll be able to tolerate. Seriously. Seriously. But it's all just TV, and I want it to be entertaining. Anyway, you guys, I keep saying bye. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
I'll see you later, larger.
Okay.
See, peace.
Peace.
Peace, everybody. Have a good night.
Yeah. Okay, Curvies, make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. On your way out, ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified when I upload videos and become part of the beautiful curvy community that I'm growing over here in the YouTube streets. Remember what I always say, there's enough to go around, so go get some. And I'll probably come back some point and talk some more about Love Island because I'm watching all of their freaking interviews and TikToks and live TikToks, and they're finding out stuff, and I'm looking at their reactions. And yeah, so it's gonna continue to be as entertaining off screen as it has been. In the meantime,